Welcome back, ballers. Can we get a quick thumbs up in the chat? Look who we got with us today. Thank you, Luge. Thank you, Susan. Welcome back, ballers, to another episode on the BalllDontLie channel. This one titled Home Alone is Satanic. Okay, I'm sorry to ruin one of your favorite movies growing up, but we also have a guest on our show today, Decoding with Cody. Cody, can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, what's up? Can you hear me, guys?
I can hear you, brother. Thank you so much for joining us last minute. I know you're busy. We are going to keep this one rather short and sweet, but I appreciate you joining, brother. Thank you.
Yep, thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. Mill says, can't wait for this one. Coffee Girl, as always, hello. Good to see you. Susan says, McAllister Street is in San Francisco, runs right by City Hall. Interesting. Yep. Well, we know where we're going with this one with San Francisco, home of the Church of Satan. But ultimately, this particular presentation is just going to break down the same slides that I put out on my Instagram page yesterday. Hopefully dive into a little more detail, but really just further explanation on it. Of course, you're going to have some people out there that think everything I'm sharing is a reach, but that content isn't for them. So thank you guys very much for joining. Really appreciate you guys. And let's get started. So the very first thing, for those that are not familiar with the movie, I would assume most of you guys are, we're going to first start talking about the first movie, Home Alone, the original, which came out in 1990, the same year that Cody and I were both born. And this particular image, the one of the little Nero's Pizza kid coming in trying to collect his $122.50 for, what, 15 pizzas, something like that. But there's a lot of memes out there that's just really making fun of how low that particular cost is for all those pizzas in the year of 2025. But when I saw that $122.50, it just clicked with me right away. I was like, huh, doesn't satanic equal 122 and 50? Right? So it started there. And it just snowballed after that, pun intended. Reason being, Home Alone takes place in the suburb, the Chicago suburb, important, of Winnetka, Illinois, which is just right up the road from two different zip codes of downtown Chicago, which is the 60606 zip code, as well as the 60660 zip code. So it started there. And of course, I have some people telling me that this whole presentation is completely ruined because Winnetka is in the 600693 zip code or whatever. Okay, well, once again, this presentation is not for you. What I really pointed out here was we're going to talk about three main people today. Okay, we're going to talk about Macaulay Culkin. We're going to talk about Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan, which was originally founded or originally built in San Francisco. But where is he from? He's from Chicago, isn't he? And shout out to Susan again for pointing out that there is a McAllister Street in San Francisco. Are you kidding me? I did not know that. That's amazing. So anyways, the first thing I did was take a look at, just normal date duration measurements, taking a look first at when Home Alone was first released to Anton LaVey's death date, October 29th. And sure enough, it's exactly 18 days apart. Well, we know that 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals 18, right? And Cody, please feel free to chime in at any point. There's an ongoing theme with any of the Home Alone movies. It's called Operation Kevin, right? Something like that. And a part of what Kevin does to deceive the burglars, so to speak, is he puts together all types of contraptions, and he uses a lot of dolls and dummies and mannequins, etc., to essentially project shadows to those that are outside of the house to get them to think that there's a lot of people in the house. And of course, at this time, Michael Jordan being the face of the Chicago Bulls, let's not forget that the number 666 is first referenced in the book of Revelation, which is the 66th book of the Bible. Michael Jordan stands at 6'6". He went 6 for 6 in NBA Finals. He won 6 NBA Finals MVPs. The list goes on. But next we take a look at Anton LaVey's death date as well. Actually, sorry, no, this is just another measurement just to show you guys what we were talking about. 18 days apart from the release date of the original Home Alone movie to back to Anton LaVey's future death date. He did not die in 1990. He died in 1997, I think it was. But besides the point, predictive programming, so to speak.
Did you see something interesting Susan posted? The frequency 122.50 mH hertz is used for air traffic control.
Oh, wow. That's interesting because both of the, at least the first two movies, actually all of them, I only saw the first three, but there's a big plane connection, right?
Well, yeah.
Kevin McAllister misses the plane and all that. Yeah.
Right. And then, yeah, that's super interesting, actually. And considering that was the price of the pizza, and let's not forget San Francisco, where the Church of Satan was founded, is located on the 122 parallel, right?
Yep, so, the 122nd meridian west, Satanic 122, like we pointed out, Satanist 122, Satanism in the capitals added cipher 122.
Considering that in the movie, his parents, I believe, are going to France, like Francisco. So this ties right back into all the basic connections that we've talked about many times with the Saint Francis of Assisi, Francisco, right? All means free man, like Charles. Yeah, it's interesting how these two names, Francis and Charles, are essentially always being used.
Yeah, I guess to just clarify, Cody, the first movie, the whole family goes to Florida.
Oh, I thought that.
No, that was the second movie. No, you're right. No, you're right. Sorry. No, you're absolutely right, Cody. My bad.
And
I was thinking about Home Alone too.
I did also confirm real quickly that the 122.50 mH hertz frequency is primarily used for aviation. So, wow.
That's is a phenomenal addition, Susan. Thank you so much for adding that in here.
Yeah.
Especially with everything. I mean, think about, the satanic connection, right? Satan was an angel of God and he fell from the sky, right? So something to think about.
Yeah.
The next thing I measured here was, Home Alone's release date back to Macaulay Culkin's birthday, obviously, the main star of this franchise, at least the first two movies. But 11 months and 5 days, really, kind of like how Lucifer equals 115 in the reverse cipher. I thought that was interesting. And I was telling you this, Cody, just my opinion. I think most people would agree with me. But typically, when you have a movie that's pretty popular and you have a sequel come out, typically the sequel never matches up to the first. But I would argue that Home Alone 2 became a bigger movie than the original. And of course, once again, we're talking about Chicago. So Home Alone 1, 2, and 3 all take place in Chicago. Let's not forget about Barack Obama, right? Born on August 4th, the 216th day of the year, where 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216, right? all that kind of stuff. And of course, in the second movie, we now segue to Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. What's up, Sean? Oh, wow. Sean's got a good one. Look at that. Look at that, Cody. Jeez Louise, Sean.
The funny thing is I had just sent Sean something last night tied to the Stranger Things movie with that same date duration. And as I said in that movie, the last batch of episodes for that show is coming out on Christmas. And that's going to be the 1225th anniversary since Charlemagne, Charles the Great, was inaugurated by Pope Leo. So there's something huge going on here, especially this year with 1225. So the fact that Sean is also born, he was also that age on the day of, so it was, let me see, the real actor in Stranger Things, the main character I showed you guys the other night, his real birthday, the actor's real birthday, and the character in the movie, if you measured from both their birthdays, it's exactly the same age Sean was when Pope Francis died. It's 1225 0 days.
Sean's asking, is that how old the actor will be on the last day of the year, which is 13,018 weeks after the founding of us?
Of the U.S. Yeah. So the U.S. will be 13,018 weeks old on the last day of the year. Yes.
And once again, don't forget the 12250. If you just put a slash in it, shout out to you, Sean, for teaching me that kind of approach, right? 12250. You put a slash right in the middle of that. That's Christmas Day, right? 1225. So another thing to think about. But yeah, now we're segueing to New York, right? So in Home Alone 2, it's literally called Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. So now Kevin ends up, getting onto a plane, but he ends up going to New York mistakenly. And of course, New York equals 666 in the Sumerian cipher. I even included this image here. This is from one of the main movie posters of Home Alone 2. And of course, they're going to have the Statue of Liberty. There's even a scene of Macaulay Culkin not only taking photos inside the crown of the Statue of Liberty, but also him standing on top of the Twin Towers. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But let's not forget about who was a guest appearance in Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, where Macaulay Culkin is looking to check into the hotel. And he just so happens to cross paths with Donald Trump, who years and years and years later, in 2016, going back to that 216, becomes president, and he runs on what? MAGA, right? MAGA being the highest ranking degree in the Church of Satan.
And then I got my screen shared just so people can see how clearly Donald Trump, not only is he, of course, the MAGA president, which is the highest degree, but he's like born perfectly, in my opinion, before the Church of Satan. Like, so from his birthday to the founding, which is also Hitler's death date, by the way, that's also important to mention. But yeah, it's exactly 7260 days. And that's important because that's actually a triangular number. That's the 120th triangular number. So Trump's born exactly 120 triangular days before the 120th day of the year, on the day that Church of Satan was founded, and Satanism equals 120. So this is one of those clear things, like, not only if you compound this with the MAGA thing that he does, I mean, this is clear that his life is scripted with the Church of Satan, like 100%. Which is also probably important that this year, Super Bowl 60 will be in San Francisco, where the Church of Satan was founded. And Trump, he won the 60th election. And now we're coming up on Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco. So, and 60 plus 60 is 120. So that's interesting. That's just an addition to add to what AJ had with the Trump being in the second movie. So that's just clear, just pretty clear.
Yeah, no, that's a great addition for sure. 120th triangular, Satanism 120. Yeah, and 60 plus 60 equals 120. And then to your point, Cody, with this image here, the founding date of the Church of Satan is on April 30th, which is the 120th day of the year. You guys think that's a coincidence?
Oh, and let's not forget that inauguration day is what day, right?
Yep, on 120. And then, you know what? Let's talk about the correspondence dinner, right? What was that in 20? What was it? When Barack Obama, Mr. Chicago, called himself Simba and made fun of Trump, right? That was exactly 45 days before the founding date of the Church of Satan, where Donald Trump would then go on to become number 45.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, this hopefully is just really shedding light, you guys, on predictive programming and things that they have had in place for a very long time.
Yeah, I think Quantum Mania is mentioning something about the 122 with triangles. I think there is something with the triangles and a triangle and let's not forget, what is the symbol that he's making there? They make the triangle symbol, right? When they do their hand signs, it looks like a triangle, like the all-seeing eye with a triangle in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, there is, I believe, a triangle shape where the degrees of the angles are 120. I have to confirm that, but it's not important. But it is in a great addition. Let's see.
I had to include this image here too. Of course, they got Macaulay Culkin doing the 666 hand gesture. Oh, look at me. I'm so clever. A-OK in New York, which equals 666. Give me a break. The next thing I pointed out, once again, we're only talking about three people, you guys. We're talking about Macaulay Culkin, Anton LaVey, and Donald Trump. At least right now, right? We could probably dissect and decode the director, Marv and Harry and everyone else in this movie, but we're going to keep this high level, keep it short and sweet. Hopefully we can keep this under 30 minutes. But take a look that Macaulay Culkin was born exactly 137 days after Anton LaVey's birthday, where Church of Satan's simplest cipher A1B2C3 equals 137, the 33rd prime number. We know all about 33. Give me a break. Oh, let's not forget that Donald Trump's assassination attempt, right, was on July 13th. The date written 13/7. Something to think about as well. And we are coming towards the end here of this particular presentation, but speaking of Anton LaVey, just notice that his actual death date, right, October 29th, 1997, when you measure from that up to Macaulay Culkin's next birthday, it's exactly 43 weeks, like Lucifer in the reverse reduction cipher. I don't know how much more perfect it can get than that. And the last thing, this is kind of really more open for further work to be done. But going back to the very beginning, right, we were talking about the pizza costing $122.50, where satanic equals $122.50. Well, we talked about Trump, right? Isn't it weird? Call this a reach. It's not. It kind of looks like the pizza boy's wearing a MAGA hat, doesn't it? At least that's the way I look at it. He could be wearing any type of colored hat, but he's wearing the red with the white letters. You know what I mean?
And it just hit me too that the 122.50, that's the number of days Sean was saying he was on Pope's. That's crazy. It just hit me that. I don't know why it didn't hit me before.
But this all, to me, this really all comes back together because when you look into Little Nero's Pizza, that's the name of the pizza joint that they order the pizza from, Little Nero's Pizza, and they just so happen to have a pillar as their main part of the logo, right? And it just reminds me of Freemasonry, you know, Boaz and Yakin, and how the Twin Towers fall in New York. You know, these movies came out before 9/11, 2001. And shout out Sean. He's the one that told me that my birthday, my 9th birthday, was exactly 911 days before 9/11 in 2001. And when that happened, I was 11 years old. I mean, talk about dude, unbelievable. But to really tie it all up, this is all I really have left, is to just point out that when you measure from the first movie, okay, this isn't the movie that Trump was in. He was in the second one, but still relevant. The first Home Alone movie came out on Donald Trump's 156th day of his age. For those that have been in the community for a while, know exactly what I'm talking about, because 9/11 is the 156th prime number. So Little Nero's Pizza with the pillars, the tower, so to speak, the falling of the Twin Towers, New York, 9/11, Trump, Lucifer, Church of Satan, 666, Chicago. That's all I got for you guys. But Cody, was there anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, I got a few things. This is interesting. Look at the gematria of Little Nero's 50 in the same cipher as Satanic, right? San Francisco also, but look at the 148, like Donald J. Trump, also equals 148. So that's Little Nero's Pizza. Well, if you do pizza,
67, just like Satanic too.
Yeah, it's got that. Yeah, it's got that 67 as well. But yeah, what was it? I was gonna say Little Nero's Pizza equals 201 in Albam. I've been using that cipher recently. That's interesting. What was it I was gonna say? So I noticed when you just type in Kevin McAllister, it's clear that it's a satanic thing too, because if you just a number that I often associate with Satan is this number. It's a big number with Satan.
Oh wow! Okay.
Because in Latin, Satan equals 232. It's a number that's Derek's covered this number extensively with Satan. It's a huge number with Satan. So as soon as I saw that Kevin McAllister equaled Satan, not in the same cipher, of course, but at least he has that 232. It's interesting too that in the same cipher as Kevin McAllister, it equals King of England equals 232.
And time out. His last name is what?
McAllister.
Mick what?
McAllister. Oh, interesting. Aleister Crowley, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. McAllister.
The occultist. The Satanist.
Wow.
Kevin McAllister Crowley.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That just hit me as you were talking, because I never even thought yet.
What it is, man. That's definitely what it is. That's why his name is McAllister. That's got to be a reference to Aleister Crowley.
Yep.
100%. So yeah, I mean, maybe there's a whole decode at some point. Who knows? Maybe this month I'll have a boring day and I'll dive more into Home Alone, and I'll do a real deep dive, and then maybe AJ can join me on that, because maybe there's something we just had an Aleister Crowley riddle just recently. It's huge. We talked about that in our live stream the other night. So
Susan's on fire right now. She just pointed out that McAllister College is in the Twin Cities. Huh.
Yeah, and just don't overlook the fact the name McAllister, of course, is not far off. It's probably, if you look into the etymology, I bet you it's Scottish. Yeah, of course. Son of McAllister means son of Alexander. How about that? Son again.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Hold on. A Scottish. Okay. It says here, historical context for the name McAllister. It's a Scottish Highland clan which ties to the powerful Clan Donald. Are you kidding me?
Oh God, dude, what?
Oh, let me close this so I can pull this one up for you guys. Hold on. That's perfect, man. Sorry, it'll be showing when you pull up my screen. It'll be showing us again, but because I don't have the right screen, but I'll just go over to this. Look. So here it is. McAllister means son of Alexander, but historical context, a Scottish Highland clan which ties to the powerful Clan Donald.
Oh my God, dude. Well, and think about that. Look, it also says members migrated to Ulster, Northern Ireland, which takes me back to the Little Nero's Pizza logo. If you guys caught the color symbolism, it's the colors of Italy pizza, right? All that kind of stuff. But yeah, and you know, don't forget about the Scottish rite of Freemasonry. So there's that Scottish connection.
Yeah. Oh, Sean's bringing up something absolutely crazy. We've talked about this before, but Sean's bringing up the MC McAllister is Moonchild Alistair. Wow. So we've always talked about how the MC. Think about CM Punk right now from Chicago, right? The reverse CM Punk MC. Aleister Crowley wrote that book, The Moonchild. Trump is essentially the Moonchild. He's born on that eclipse, and that letter.
McDonald.
Well, that letter that Aleister Crowley wrote to Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard was on Trump's birthday, and it was about the Moonchild, right? And they had that book Moonchild, and then McDonald's, like Moonchild Donald, and now we have McAllister, Moonchild, Alistair. Like, it's pretty clear. This is the riddle. But yeah, look at this is right here. Here's Clan McAllister. It's so, and again, these clans, you know, I'm part of a clan as well, the Robertson clan, but like it's Clan Donald. Here's Clan Donald. So I'm not sure exactly how they're tied. The McAllisters, for a great part, owe their ancestry to the Scottish Clan Donald. So their ancestry is literally comes from Clan Donald. How about that,
dude? See, that this is something that would not have been on my live stream without you, brother. So I really appreciate you jumping in on this.
Wow. I mean, that just blows my mind, actually. Like the McDonald's. Look, the McDonald's, the McAllisters were seen as uncivilized Gales. Are you kidding me?
Holy smokes.
But you'll notice how important Scotland is. I think some people overlook how important the country of Scotland is. It's so important. There's something much bigger about Scotland than I think we all realize. I don't know what it is exactly, but I mean, there's also a reason that the essential leader of the world right now is Scottish heritage, you know, and McDonald's, right? Scottish. So yeah, it's maybe we'll maybe I'll do a stream on my channel about this at some point, and I'll dig even deeper, and you can come on, and maybe we even talk about it on one of our eye to eyes again, even. So who knows? But
definitely, yeah. You know, it's funny, Adam the Illusion. Before we jumped on before this, he just texted me. He said, "Bro, you can't make this up. I have my own Home Alone code, and now you do also. It's crazy deep what I have. Much love. I wanted to present mine today, but so busy. Just got back from a funeral, etc." But he was just saying, you know, it's crazy how kind of in tune, you know, we can be with certain things like this. So I got a feeling this could turn into a part 2, part 3, part 4 kind of thing.
Like I said, I think later in the month when it's around Christmas and I might have an open day where I'm bored and I want something to do a video on, you guys will probably see a video more on this. So, and
shout out Sig McCauley.
Right, yeah, his name is McCauley too, right? So who has the name McCauley? Well, before we even get off here, let's see what McCauley comes from. Because, well, McCauley reminds me of the word calling, like calling something, you know?
Yep. Like Brandon Joseph also says the golden arcs or the golden arches of McDonald's. It takes me back to what you were pointing out the other night about the Golden Dawn with Aleister Crowley. Alistair McAllister.
Right, exactly. So the surname Macaulay has two origins: Scottish, Irish, of course. Mech al Mahigahide. I don't know how to say that. It's son of followed by ancient personal name. I don't know what they're even writing here. Macaulay.
A golden dawn.
Son of Alma. Oh man. Anyways, this is actually probably pretty deep, because there's some Macaulay comes from son of an ancient king. So yeah, but maybe we'll leave this for my other stream, like I said. But I think that that's a good start. What we found there with the connection, Macaulay Culkin. Well, think about it. He has in his name, he has the word "call" twice. Macaulay Culkin, call, like a calling, right? And what is a calling? A calling is like weeding something out, like it's sorting through something and like weeding it out. You know what I mean?
And what's a kin? Isn't that brotherhood?
Yeah, it's like a kin or a brother. To cull means to select. All right, reduction of wild animal population or selective slaughter. Think about that. That's a culling.
There you go.
And the reason I also noticed this word because in the WWE right now there is a group in the WWE called the culling. Like, which is pretty ominous, really. Culling the sheep, culling the herd, like the humanity.
Yeah.
Georgia Guidestones type stuff. So yeah. Anyways, just thought about that cull, that double cull in his name. I don't think that's a coincidence.
Maggie mentions cauldron, a cauldron, which equals 88.
Right.
Just like Home Alone equals 88, so does Trump. Same cipher.
Yeah, cauldron. That's a good one because, the other thing is in WWE, there's a lot of clues. Like there was another group in WWE of two women who were both Scottish, and their whole gimmick was witchcraft. So there's something really deeply connected with that. And of course, Donald Trump equals witchcraft and gematria. His mother was Scottish. So, and then don't forget, Aleister Crowley came from England, which of course, essentially the same place, Scotland, right? It's the United Kingdom.
Yeah,
But yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things I never thought about. I mean, granted that this just popped in my brain late yesterday. I did it on Instagram, and yeah, I didn't even take it a step further to look into the character that Macaulay Culkin plays, Kevin McAllister.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great catch by you, Aleister Crowley. And again, Aleister Crowley connects to Donald Trump. And then we find out that McAllister comes from Clan Donald. I mean, come on.
Dude. Oh, man. This definitely begs for a part 2. That's for sure.
Oh, no. You know me. I'll go in and I'll be doing date durations from all the movies and Trump, and I'll find something there. I usually do. I mean, if I don't, it's very rare that I don't find crazy stuff. But when I do, we'll have to jump on a stream on my channel and maybe later this month. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
yeah, we can do a Christmas special.
Yeah,
we can dive deeper into this. But yeah, we just cracked the 30-minute mark. Like I said, I want to keep it short and sweet. I know you're busy, Cody. So thank you again so much for jumping in and adding those bombs into this, because yeah, I wouldn't have hit on the Alistair part without you mentioning Kevin McAllister and or what was it called again? The Clan of Donald. Jeez Louise, dude.
Yeah, like I said, it's very important every time you do a decode, guys. Don't just look at the numbers. You got to look at the names.
Oh yeah,
because I started doing that, of course, after the Charlie Kirk stuff. After the Charles stuff, I realize now that it's almost as important to decode the names as it is to decode the numbers. It's maybe more important. What's more important at this point? I mean, we didn't even find really a gematria connection really with Donald Trump, but we did find that McAllister comes from Clan Donald. That's more weight than a number connection.
Well, and remember, dude, here's another great last point. We'll end it here. You were talking about how McAllister, right? It was something about it stemming off of Alexander.
Yeah, the McAllister means son of Alexander, which is like Alexander the Great, reminds me of that.
Yeah, L. Paul, that was the first thing we touched on.
He must have just got here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I say that because after Home Alone 2, right, Kevin McAllister is only in the first 2 movies, but then they came out with the third one. There's even a fourth and a fifth. But I say that because it's not Kevin McAllister in Home Alone 3. I'll give you one guess what the kid's name is.
Is it Donald?
It's Alex.
Oh, Alex.
Yeah,
of course it is.
Yeah, his name's Alex.
Well, that's of course. So I never saw the third movie, but
yeah.
Is that who's Alex though? Is it related to Kevin? Is it like part of his family or something, or is it just
It's just the same. It's just the same movie, new family, but it does take place in Winnetka, Chicago, like same setting, everything. It's just a new family, new kid, and his name is Alex.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll leave it there, you guys. Thank you again so much, Cody, for joining. Thank you guys so much for tuning in into today's live stream. You guys are the best. And yeah, Cody, I think we already just cracked some new ground immediately just by you jumping in. So I really appreciate you adding your 2 cents on this, because that's big.
Yeah, like I said, I was gonna look that up earlier before we even got on, like the name origin, but I just never did. I'm glad I did it live so people could see it on in action. So.
And one last thing, I know I already said that before, but Maggie, you're on fire right now. Thank you for bringing this up. John Candy had what do you call it? He had a short stint in the first movie, and the mother, right? She's so desperate to get back home to Chicago to find her son. And this is important because, Cody, just make a little note of this. There's a whole theory that John Candy is essentially occulted in being Satan in this movie. Reason being is that the mother is at the airport, and she essentially said something along the lines of, I am willing to sell my soul to get on a plane or to get back home. And then all of a sudden, John Candy pops up like right after.
Right. Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And he offers to, hey, I don't even remember exactly what he's a part of, but he's part of a tuba band or something that's traveling around. But once again, that could be something we can table for another decode.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's, again, we'll cover, I think we'll end up covering this more. So
yeah, definitely. But final goodbyes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for the contributions, observations. Please make sure to hit that like and sub and or the share where you guys see fit. I got a feeling we'll be talking more about Home Alone this month, especially during the holidays. But apologies for ruining one of your favorite movies, if it was growing up or for your kids. But it is what it is. We're here to pull the wool back off of your eyes. So thank you again, everybody. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
See ya.